The member for Nickel Belt.
Thank you, Speaker. Today, we learned that the Human Rights Tribunal has issued an historic win for the midwives. They have ordered the Conservative government to end its gender discrimination policy against midwives. It is shameful that midwives, the profession dominated by women, are not fairly compensated. Therefore, despite the fact that they are primary care provider, they expertly guide people through their pregnancy, labor, delivery, and first 6 weeks of a newborn. Speaker, it is the 21st century. Women should not have to fight to prove that they deserve equal pay. But that's exactly what the midwives has had to do under the Liberal government for close to a decade. It's time to end gender discrimination, and it's long overdue. Will the Premier implement the Human Rights Tribunal order to fairly compensate all our midwives?
The Attorney General to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank you for the question from the member from Nickel Belt, who I know is an advocate for all things health. Our government values the contributions of Ontario's midwives in providing safe and accessible 24/7 care for all Ontario families. We are reviewing the decision. Ontario has applied for judicial review of the Tribunal's decision, and as the matter is now before the Tribunal, it would be inappropriate for me to comment further. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The supplementary question, the member for London West.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, for years, the Liberals made a show about closing the gender wage gap, while at the same time battling with midwives in court so they could avoid paying them fairly. Midwives had to fight the Liberal government tooth and nail to win the right to fair compensation. Now, rather than awarding these vital health care professionals the compensation they deserve, this Conservative government is planning more unnecessary and costly legal proceedings against midwives. Yeah. Speaker, instead of compensating midwives fairly by immediately implementing the Human Rights Tribunal order, why is this Conservative government so determined to do exactly what the Liberals did?
Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And since day one, our government has been absolutely clear. And we won't apologize for this. So we're doing everything we can to make life affordable for Ontarians, while at the same time respecting the fantastic work that midwives do across Ontario to protect our families and promote good health. But as I mentioned, it is in front of the Tribunal, Mr. Speaker, and we're reviewing our decision, and I hope to have more to say in the days to come. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.